Good morning, it's Brian Coring with Boativation and wanted to get you with this morning's episode of Let's Get Boativated. And I want to talk to you a little bit about the Grand Canyon. If you guys have never been there before, it's an amazing sight. I mean, obviously it's a national world landmark to go see. But it is from the south rim of the Grand Canyon is 7 miles straight down. If you could drop a golf ball straight down or a stone or whatever. And on the north rim, it's 8 miles straight up, which is phenomenal. But it takes 23 miles to hike it. And from south rim to north rim. I did this about 11 years ago. I did it in one day, and it is exhausting and enduring, and it takes a big challenge, and it is very cool though. But when you get down to the bottom, you're crossing the Colorado River, and you look up where you got to be later on that day is 8 miles straight up, and obviously you can't go straight up due to the altitude, but so you have to take switchbacks back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and it's actually 14 miles of switchbacks from the bottom to the north rim. And when you think about the journey that you take doing that, is just phenomenal. Then you get to the top, and you can look all the way across the canyon, see the lights on from where you started that morning, or most people do it in 2 days. We did it in one day. Crazy, but we did. And see the lights on, and you say, you were there this morning all the way over there, and took 7 miles down and 14 to 15 miles up. And that's kind of what you got to do with your career and your paths and what you want to do. Like when you see somebody who's like ultra buff and worked out, if your fitness is your thing and you want to get into shape, you see somebody you meet and they were just phenomenally in shape. But they didn't do that overnight. They didn't take a straight shot and go for it. They trained day in and day out. They ate certain foods. They watched their diet. They did exercise. They did different programs. They probably worked with coaches to get there and help them get there faster. And that's the same thing with doing the Grand Canyon. You had to take these switchbacks back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and it took you 14 miles to get to 8 miles high. And it's the same thing with anybody with a business and a career. You didn't start out being wealthy. You didn't start out being the rich guy. You had to start out small and start building your business and go back and forth and do the different things that get you take your first step to buying your first truck. And then when you got your first truck, you build that up so it's so busy it needs a second truck. Then you buy your second truck. 9 months to a year later, you buy your third truck as the business grows. And that's kind of where I got started. That's how I did doing my delivery business. And I had one employee working with me, and we did all the deliveries until we got so busy. I had to hire a second employee, and I let them run with that truck, and I bought a second truck, and I started doing it until I replaced myself. And so when you think about it, don't be scared of the switchbacks to get to where you want to get, because day by day, step by step, you're eventually going to get to that top rim, and you're going to be on the top of the world looking back at where you were and say, wow, I can't believe I just did that. And I know it seems like it's going to take you forever to get there, but if you start doing it one step at a time, you're going to have no problem getting there and making that happen. And if you want to make a plan for that and you want some help with that, let me know. I'll be glad to sit down with you. Just give me a call. I'll help you out. And if you liked what you saw today, please share it. And if nothing else, if you get the chance to get to the Grand Canyon, it's an awesome sight to see and an awesome adventure to do that. So I'm Captain Brian. Let's get motivated. We'll see you tomorrow.